And so we're back. And yeah, you're right. It's a window issue. Very well said. We need to change the window so that we can see that scatter plot in the window. The window of your screen is like looking out this window. The bottom is the bottom of the windowsill, the right of the windowsill left, and the top is the top. So here's how you go through and change the window. To change the window, you hit the window key, which is in the 210 position. So when you hit the window key, you're going to see X-min, X-max, Y-min, Y-max, X-scale, Y-scale. Tell me why you didn't see the screen.
It's far away.
Yeah, something's not quite right, is it? Let's talk about the domain of this L1. What was the domain of your numbers you put into L1? What was the smallest number?
0.
And then where did it go to?
7.
So now that you're looking at your window, that's your X-min, X-max.
Wait till 0, 7.
The X-minimum is the left part of your window. X's go left and right, horizontal. That's the left part of your window. The X-max is the right part of your window. Now in your L1 list of numbers, you went from 0 to 7, right? In that domain. So use that information to configure the size of your window. Now, what is the current window that you have in there now? Some of them have been played with. Negative 10, positive 10, right? So you may want to change that, you may not. Does this fall in between negative 10, positive 10? Sure it does. 0 and 7 is between negative 10 and positive 10. You may want to keep it just like that. So it's not really the domain part of the window. It's the range part of the window. What is the range part? It's the Y-min, Y-max. Let's talk about that range. Go back to your list.
280.
You know how to go back to the list? What key do you hit?
Stat.
Hit the stat, right? Stat, edit. Look at your domain, or look at your range again, your L2 list. What's the smallest number? 280, right?
Oh, now I see it.
What's the biggest number?
548.
548, right? So that's kind of the range of the range. So that's where you need, that's the data that you use to set your window. Okay? Your window wasn't high enough, as Devin was saying. It's not high enough to see the data. So go back into the window and change your Y-min to fit your data. Now, if you type in 280 as the Y-min, that means that that dot's going to be right on your window sill. Is that what you want? Probably not. I would suggest you get a little smaller than that.
200.
Okay? To go a little bit smaller than the smallest, go a little bit bigger than the biggest, so that your data fits well into your window. Okay? That you don't have any of your data hanging off the windowsill or outside the window where you can't see it. Let's set it really nice. So you just set it however you wish. Once you get that set, then hit graph again.
Oh, snap.
You're still experiencing.
Does anybody not see an axis, vertical or horizontal? What we
I
learned,
don't see the horizontal.
I'm in.
horizontal, you're too high,
They don't look scattered enough.
right?
Go back and
I'm at
You might want to turn your axis on in second format, so that you can see that vertical axis.
see like I just.
Alright? You have your vertical axis, do you see one of the dots kind of sitting on it? Yeah? Why?
It doesn't happen.
Why would you have a dot on the axis, on the vertical axis?
My dots aren't like that. Because
Your window's different. What?
Because your x, one of your x's is a 0.
The first number in your list of L1 was 0. First number in your L2 is 280. That's your Y intercept. That's the crossing of the y-axis. That's why you have one on there. Okay? So we've talked about how to enter the data into the list. We've talked about how to graph the scatter plot. Anybody have an issue with any of their calculators at this moment?